Have you ever wondered if someone's secretly in love with you and you just don't know it yet? It sounds unlikely, but psychology says otherwise. Studies show that over 90% of people who secretly love someone never confess it. Instead, they show it through subtle, unconscious behaviors that often go completely unnoticed. Carl Jung, one of the founding fathers of modern psychology, spent years studying how repressed emotions, especially love, leak out through behavior. In this video, we'll explore 13 powerful signs that someone might be secretly in love with you, based on Jung's most fascinating insights. And don't skip the final sign. It could show you how to turn that invisible connection into something real. If you're ready to see what's been right in front of you this whole time, hit like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Factsworth, where we uncover the hidden truths of human psychology. Let's dive in. Sign 1. They idealize you, or constantly tease you. When someone's secretly in love, it rarely comes in the form of a confession. Instead, it shows up in subtle, often unconscious ways. One of the clearest signs is idealization. They praise everything about you, your smile, your personality, even the tiniest habits, like how you hold your cup or brush your hair. You become larger than life in their eyes. But sometimes silent love hides behind playful teasing. They may joke with you, disagree for no reason, or challenge your opinions. Not out of spite, but to draw attention without revealing their true feelings. Carl Jung called this psychological projection, when emotions we can't express directly leak out through behavior. They might repeat things you've said, show interest in your hobbies, or mention your name when you're not around. If someone treats you differently, either with admiration or teasing, it's worth asking, is this just friendship or something deeper they're trying not to admit? Sign 2. They keep pulling you in, then pulling away. Have you ever noticed someone who seems fully present with you one day, then distant the next? This confusing back and forth could be more than mixed signals. It might be silent love in disguise. According to attachment theory, this pattern is common in those with ambivalent attachment. They want closeness but fear rejection. Carl Jung believed that intense, repressed emotions tend to show up in unpredictable ways. That's exactly what's happening here. They feel something strong but aren't ready to face it, so they show up, then retreat. You'll notice this dynamic isn't how they act with everyone, only with you. And when they pull away, they rarely stay gone. Sooner or later, they find a reason to reconnect. That's because love, even when hidden, doesn't disappear. It just finds new ways to show itself. If someone keeps entering and exiting your life without explanation, look closer. It might be their quietest confession. Sign 3. They show up quietly. Silent love rarely arrives with loud confessions. Instead, it hides in the smallest gestures, the ones most people overlook. Think about those days when life feels heavy, and suddenly someone steps in without being asked. They ease your burden, fix a small issue, or simply anticipate what you need. When you thank them and they brush it off. It's nothing. But it's not. These acts, though quiet, speak volumes. Carl Jung taught that repressed feelings often express themselves through action. And that's exactly what this is. Whether it's a coworker taking over a task for you, a friend who brings your favorite coffee, or someone who simply notices when you're not okay, these aren't random. They're invisible sacrifices, and they're rarely made for recognition. If someone consistently makes your life a little easier without drawing attention to it, they might be showing love the only way they know how, silently but deeply. Sign 4. They keep appearing in your life for a reason. Silent love doesn't just show up in actions. It echoes in patterns, in moments that feel too perfectly timed to be a coincidence. Ever notice someone who seems to cross your path again and again? Conversations flow naturally. You think about them, and they text. These aren't random. Carl Jung called it synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that suggest something deeper is connecting you. In cases of hidden affection, this often happens because the person is unconsciously drawn to your world. Maybe they show up at the same events, share similar interests, or bring up topics close to your heart. There's also an energy, unspoken but undeniable, when they're around. A silence that feels loaded, a glance that lingers, a presence that stirs something. If it feels like fate keeps putting someone in your life, maybe it's not fate. Maybe it's silent love, searching for a voice. Sign 5. Their body speaks what their mouth won't. Silent love rarely speaks in words, but the body can't keep quiet. When someone tries to suppress strong feelings, their unconscious starts leaking signals. It's in the way they hold your gaze a little too long before looking away. The way they lean in when talking to you, drawn in without even realizing it. Carl Jung believed the body reflects what the mind represses, and love is no exception. You might notice nervous gestures, fixing their hair, straightening their clothes, a soft smile when they see you, or their voice subtly changing when you speak. Even accidental touches, like brushing your hand, aren't always so accidental. The truth is, the body doesn't lie. When someone's feelings run deep, it shows up in the smallest, most involuntary ways. So if you sense a quiet tension when you're near someone, pay attention. You might be witnessing the body trying to say what the heart's too afraid to. Sign 6. Your name keeps slipping up. Silent love has a way of sneaking into conversation, often when it's least expected. Have you noticed someone bringing up your name repeatedly, even when the topic has nothing to do with you? That might not be random. According to Carl Jung, when we repress strong feelings, the unconscious mind still finds ways to express them, especially through speech. If someone frequently mentions you, tells stories that always seem to involve you, or refers to your habits out of context, it's a sign you're on their mind more than they realize. Even the way they say your name can give it away. A subtle pause, a softer tone, a flicker of something they're not saying. When someone has unspoken feelings, those emotions often surface in tiny verbal slips. Because what affects us emotionally finds a way to live rent-free in our language, even when we're trying to keep it hidden. Sign 7. They show subtle signs of jealousy. Silent love doesn't always look like affection. It often shows up as discomfort when you mention someone else. If someone quietly shuts down or reacts oddly when you talk about other people, especially a potential romantic interest, that might be jealousy slipping through. Not loud or obvious, but subtle. Maybe they suddenly go quiet, crack a sarcastic joke, or lightly dismiss the person you're talking about. Carl Jung believed the repressed emotions always find expression, even when we try to hide them. Look for changes in tone, body language like crossed arms, or even a forced smile. Sometimes they'll shift the topic or subtly highlight their own qualities, almost like trying to regain your attention without realizing it. These micro-reactions say more than words ever could. After all, we don't get defensive or uneasy about people we don't care about. So if someone's mood shifts when you mention others, it might not be random at all. Sign 8. They appear in your dreams over and over. Silent love can cross into places we least expect, like our dreams. If someone keeps showing up in your dreams without any recent contact, it might not be random. Carl Jung believed in the collective unconscious, a shared mental space where thoughts and emotions flow between people. When someone has strong, repressed feelings for you, that emotional energy could find its way into your dream world. Subtle, quiet, yet deeply emotional. These dreams often aren't romantic or dramatic. You might just see the person in everyday moments, but the emotional weight lingers after you wake up. Some cultures say that when you dream of someone repeatedly, it's because they're thinking intensely about you. Modern research into brainwave resonance even suggests focused thought may transmit energy. Whether spiritual or psychological, recurring dreams about someone might be a whisper from a love that's never been spoken, yet deeply felt. Sign 9. They mirror you without realizing it. One of the most telling signs of silent love is unconscious mirroring. If someone begins to subtly imitate the way you speak, the phrases you use, or even your habits, this isn't just coincidence. It's a psychological response called unconscious mirroring. When we're emotionally drawn to someone, our brains activate a natural mechanism that causes us to reflect their behavior, tone, posture, expressions, without even noticing. Carl Jung believed that deep emotional bonds trigger this kind of connection at the unconscious level. It's our mind's way of getting closer, of building intimacy without crossing boundaries. What's powerful here is that this doesn't happen with everyone, only with people who deeply affect us. If someone around you seems to echo your style, laugh like you, or slowly align with your likes and opinions, it's worth paying attention. Silent love rarely announces itself. Instead, it mirrors you, quietly, consistently, and undeniably. Sign 10. They hide behind a mask. Silent love doesn't always come wrapped in warmth. Sometimes it hides behind a mask. If someone acts distant, overly sarcastic, or emotionally guarded around you, it could be more than just their personality. Carl Jung called it the persona, the mask we wear to cope with the world. For someone secretly in love, this mask becomes a defense. They might joke too much, steer clear of emotional topics, or act like they don't care at all. But deep down, it's the opposite. Emotional inconsistency, warm one moment, cold the next, is often their way of staying close without feeling exposed. The fear of vulnerability makes them push you away just when they want you near. So if someone around you always keeps things light, hides behind humor, or seems calculated in how they act, don't overlook it. That mask might be covering something real, something they're not quite ready to say out loud. Sign 11. They subtly test you. When love stays hidden, it often seeks validation in disguise. Someone secretly in love with you might not ask how you feel, but they'll test you. Light teasing, hypothetical questions about relationships, or even playful mentions of a fake crush. All are subtle ways to gauge your reaction without revealing their true feelings. Carl Jung believed the unconscious constantly scans for emotional signals. These small tests are its way of searching for confirmation without risking vulnerability. They may joke about the two of you being together or drop indirect hints that feel casual but are anything but random. If these moments keep happening, it's likely they're reading between your reactions, looking for signs that you feel the same. So if someone seems to set emotional traps, not to hurt, but to understand, they might be silently waiting for your response, hoping your reaction says what words never could. Sign 12. They're always there when it matters most. Silent love doesn't speak loudly, but it always shows up when you're hurting. Have you noticed someone who's consistently there during your toughest moments, even when you never asked? Maybe it's a coworker who senses your stress and steps in quietly, a friend who offers comfort without needing an explanation, or someone who simply finds subtle ways to ease your burden when you're too tired to carry it. Carl Jung believed that powerful, unseen forces connect us, sometimes beyond logic. And when someone secretly loves you, this connection becomes a quiet instinct to protect. They might play it off. It's nothing, they'll say, but not everyone shows up like that. The difference lies in consistency. If someone's presence becomes a pattern during your low points, if they notice the little things no one else does, that's not random. That's care. That's silent love. Because love often speaks loudest in the silence of someone simply being there. Sign 13. Intuition, the final sign of silent love. The 13th sign of silent love doesn't come from them, it comes from you. Sometimes we sense things before we can explain them. A feeling, a quiet certainty that someone likes us, even without proof. No obvious signs, just something in the way they look at you, linger near you, or behave around you. And it sticks. Carl Jung believed intuition is a deeper form of knowledge, one that bypasses logic and connects straight to the unconscious. Your brain picks up on subtleties, tone shifts, body language, eye contact, even if you're not consciously aware. That gut feeling, it's often your mind detecting what someone else is too afraid to say. And here's the truth. Silent love might be the most intense love there is, but what you do with it, that's up to you. So if you felt this before, maybe it's not all in your head. If this resonated, drop a comment. Silent love always finds a way. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's uncover the truth together.